We had a pop-up sale tonight.
The station.
Yeah, the station.
Honestly, it's so narrow. That's the problem. I saw. Yeah, it's like again, it's like yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I know exactly where the road is. Yeah.
But
Okay.
we started out.
Yeah.
And at the end of
Because
COVID,
this is a narrow section.
we had to open a second store.
Yeah.
She's our boss.
The good news
Okay.
Linda person.
is that.
So she owns product.
I wish I could tell you more, but honestly.
Well, you know, one of the nice things about the design, you know, because I'm looking at Chatham right here and having driven it, it's really wide. It's only 2 lanes here. It looks like it might just be 2. It's only 2 lanes. It's a really wide 2 lanes. And what we know is people drive based on how good it feels, not necessarily what people see posted speed limit for. And so one of those things that you can do, you know, this provides sort of, this is the design for Second Avenue, but a lot of the things that are part of Second Avenue, you might be able to look at doing on Chatham Avenue as well. And,
But they are doing.
it gets a little bit narrower in downtown now where they're doing parking. That narrowing is what helps people to slow down right now. And you feel it. People do.
So part of that is gonna be a parking assessment.
Sideways.
So that's part of the recommendations, to look at all the on-street parking, off-street parking, look at shared use parking. 'Cause there's some churches here that are empty, that don't allow parking on the, during off hours. And that makes no sense whatsoever.
For folks who are online, we're gonna do a brief description here in a minute, but this will be mostly a sort of interactive folks talking kind of meeting, but we are gonna have a brief time here at the beginning to kind of go through as a group what the recommendations are. So just hold on just a minute.
That's retaining wall right here.
Very sharp traffic. This is where they're supposed to go up there.
You're fine.
And so, you know, exactly. And so you can see all the way in there. The roundabout is so bad. Tractor trailers. But even the turn radius is intersection of their design.
Well, keep in mind, you don't have any cross some of the plans. You have none. So now you have crosswalks here.
Over here. So this is something, you know, ultimately, this is a concept, and then, you know, it goes
What's that?
years to the actual engineering design and construction. So certain pieces of this we change a little bit, but what's reflected here
Yep, we do.
terms and designs that fit into those. The wide
And you got it down
sidewalks
here,
and
too,
on-street
down
parking
here.
corridor, but also still allow for those trucks. Good old Al and Al tractors, Fat Tractors, we came in and made sure that we knew, hey, we gotta be able to get my deliveries in here. And we said, okay, sure. He's like, but of course, if you didn't, maybe I just sell my property. I make the property value right, so.
We got 2 folks online right now.
We don't want to do that. You probably have to walk down that side.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We know, but you need to know what they're thinking too.
Absolutely.
Because they have a major, and Al is a major.
Oh, yeah.
He is.
Absolutely. No, you know, we never.
So folks online,
Mike will review this.
let us know if you have a hard time seeing the map, but what we're showing today is really the concept designs that represents 15–20% level of detail. It's actually done to scale, so you can actually see the physical footprint of the improvements. So we're just going to walk through. We're going to start on the north side at Greensboro Avenue, which is this leg here, and we're going to walk through, go southward a little bit, just to show you the improvements. Again, this is about 3/4 of a mile, right? And we start with a proposed roundabout at Greensboro Avenue. We're suggesting this for two reasons. One is it's a really bad skew today. And so we're trying to get rid of some traffic issues, site angle problems, address those with a roundabout. But number two, we've heard a lot of complaints about speeding vehicles. So we want to be able to slow down cars using a roundabout, kind of create that gateway into the community and heading southbound into the community. As we head southbound, the first obstacle we see, the first, I guess the continuous cross section, where I recommend we repurpose some of that asphalt out there and do a consistent 2-lane divided or 3-lane cross section. And really, why? Because we want to allow left turn bays at intersections. This area here, it's right in front of Western Mart. And the Dollar General is 4 lanes, and so they don't have any dedicated left turn lanes at the intersection. That was another complaint that we heard from the public and from stakeholders. So we want to have a consistent 2 lane divided and 3 lane cross section and in the entire corridor. And in addition to that, we are suggesting that we have a mid-block crossing. There's a big demand that we heard from folks coming down 7th Street and trying to access the Dollar General. So we're trying to give them a safe haven and with a pedestrian refuge at that point to allow good cross access between those 2 points. As we head southbound or southward, right, we have that consistent 3 lane. We show pockets of medium where we can split them in there. We're being cognizant of driveway access for certain businesses. We want to make sure that we don't inadvertently impact their access. But we're also introducing high quality sections with things like pedestrian countdowns, some high visibility crosswalks, lighting, and shade trees. Really, really important. So if you take a look on the north side here, and take a look at the cross section, you can see the before and after. We're going to take a quick little break here for technical issues, right? So if you look at the before, we've got 4 lanes, maybe some sidewalks on both sides, and that's about 60 or 70 foot right of way. That's the area that the state owns and operates. And we're using the same footprint on the proposed cross section, 2 lane divided, 3 lane section with wide sidewalks. Why? Because we want to be able to provide for all users, whether they're disabled, whether they're walkers, whether they're runners, even riding the bike if they want to do that. A lot of folks prefer to do that, a multi-use sidewalk as opposed to on-road bike lanes. We did not include on-road bike lanes. As we go southward,
Sorry about that. Like, it's keeping them highlighted and it's not.
But we will recommend that for traffic, parking. There's so much inequities that are going on. There's a big demand here, but there's no demand over here, right? And so I think, using shared use parking to kind of distribute it out and allow people to public access. So that's going to come in the downtown master service.
Okay, we're back.
We're back. All right. Well, we left off with an introduction to the cross section. Again, 4 lane to 3 lane and 2 lane divided with wide sidewalks, and why that's important, as things redevelop, right? We want to provide wide space for all users, bicycle, pedestrian, handicapped folks, maybe in a wheelchair, and even folks on a bike. There you go. And so we're heading southward here. Again, consistent cross section. When we hit Martin Luther King Boulevard and 5th Street, we do introduce opportunities because that's the section that's actually 5 lanes. That we're necking down to 2.5 or 3 lanes. And so we have an opportunity to get a little bit bigger footprint to introduce parallel parking along the corridor. So that's if and when certain parcels redevelop, they also have access to, kind of front row parking, if you will. So as we head southward, we come to the core area. We kind of define that. That's really where a lot of the action is, between 3rd Street and between Raleigh Street. And so we want to do a little bit different here. This might be the first segment that you might want to consider underground your utilities and really cleaning up and make it more of a walkable environment. The cross section, this segment is 5 lanes today with a flip-flop lane or suicide lane and about 80 foot right of way from curb to curb. When you look at repurposing this, we still have the same laneage, 2 lane divided, 3 lanes, but we're also introducing parallel parking on here. Overall, I think we're introducing around 65 to 75 more parking spaces on the road. We couldn't do the parallel parking the whole way. So as we head to the south, real quickly.
There you go, like half the pull through, and we've got a squared off property.
Sorry about that.
You're good. We're showing some physical improvements at some key intersections. I think cleaning up Raleigh Street is really, really important. Right now, we've heard a lot of problems associated with the left turns at Raleigh Street off the side street. And the folks that want to go through, they'd have to jog over to the right, come through and quickly come back over. This is actually the highest accident location along the entire corridor. So we're making some physical improvements to the laneage by including the left through in the same lane to limit the side swipes there, which is important. We continue southward and we're still got that cross section. We end the parking at Raleigh Street, but we're still heading southward with a consistent cross section lane. We're still got high visibility crosswalk, pedestrian bounds, shade trees, and very wide sidewalks for all users. And then we head into Fayetteville. And again, it's kind of one polar end to the other. We're trying to introduce another gateway here. Actually, when I was sitting out here, I had a speed gun here and I clocked someone at 55 miles an hour coming off of that ramp. So not a good thing. People are speeding on here. So the best element to slow down or designed to slow down traffic is to introduce a traffic roundabout. That is, no one's going through a roundabout, like we said, 15 or 20 miles an hour. So a really nice gateway, very pedestrian bicycle friendly, and it really opens up an opportunity to connect the neighborhood into something great, into your Second Avenue corridor. So with that, we got a lot of before and afters. We'll put this whole concept design on the website. Again, go there and you can walk through it yourself. I know it was quick. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them at the website. Appreciate it.
Thank you, folks. So we are going to work to get the maps posted on the website by tomorrow. And you can certainly provide comments to the email addresses that are on the website. And we're going to leave the camera running here, but you may have trouble hearing the conversation just because there'll be multiple folks talking, but we will leave it running for you if you're interested. Thank you.
This is probably the area that's probably we're looking at burying the utilities at least first phase. If this is the core area, there's a lot of demand back and forth. That's probably the first area for underground utilities. And just to give you an idea, to bury utilities, it's about $4,000 a linear foot. So each foot is about $4,000 to do that. So it's very overall, the cost for all of this is about $7 million to do the physical construction improvements of everything you're seeing here that's highlighted between the right of way. Which quite frankly is really good. It's really cheap considering the cost of doing this. Considering everything that's here, exactly the cost of doing this. Say that again. Yeah, that's this building. Yeah, that's right. Right now, you don't have any crosswalks over here. What you would see are you at? We talked last time. Welcome back. Yeah, so you don't have any crosswalks, in fact, Patricia, from here, not a single one, which is crazy. So how do you guys get across this today? You have the 5 lanes, anywhere along the border. How do you get across the street? You run? Yeah. Yeah, there's one, they got that same people come flying off of here. But Phil, the only other thing we thought about too is there's a lot of land that's out here. So, and I think part of the market study that they all look at is looking at lots, creating lots for parks. Because I think your biggest demand, you're right, I think your biggest demand is parking. It's just, it's under parked. It's just not enough parking. So they need to look at but look at the land you have available to offset that. Yeah, so the light is light for 64. This is the way it comes in right now. I know you want front doors. I know you want front doors. What it'll also do is allow other people to use it, so it'll free up some of the spaces. I mean, it's got to be a compromise. That's changing. You said you're parking back here, right? On the side street. Yeah. Yeah, that's this guy right here. That's this guy right here. So his business doesn't really. There's a little space over but that's also something where when it goes to like engineers,
Yeah.
His building is
Right. I think this will help. It's also narrow instead of the 4 lanes and not across 3, but you have the crosswalk that will be able to protect people if they do have to use that. You could put a crosswalk there.
It's only important. You want people slowing down here. Hey, stop.
We'll leave that comment there. Needed parking.
Kids are walking.
More parking on there. Parking master plan, whatever. I think it's gonna be important.
Yeah, well, so it doesn't get touched. Now, that's, we were only looking for, and so.
Question. Yeah, they should be able to access.
Oh, awesome. Hey, so we have a question here in the chat box. It's from Susie or Sue. And the question is, are the roundabouts more effective in slowing traffic than stop signs? I'm thinking about the southernmost part. Also, will this plan accommodate trucks? Skip through the segments on second and second. I'll be sure to view the images more completely on the website, and thank you for your work. Awesome. Yeah, Sue, here it is. And we've done this 1,000 times, but the roundabouts are way more effective than stop signs. In fact, stop signs are not an approved traffic calming device through the MUTCD and through the state of North Carolina. What they do is create a lot of problems and issues. You know, people get frustrated when they get in front of have to go to stop sign, and people have a tendency to blast through them and ignore them, especially the local neighborhood, the folks that live in that area. So stop signs, I would not recommend using those. But traffic calming, the best traffic calming device you can do to slow down cars is a roundabout. Your second question is, will it accommodate trucks? Everything is designed to what we call a design vehicle. The roundabouts themselves actually have a 10-foot taper to accommodate a truck. In this case, we designed it to a WB50. And what does that mean? It's your regular 18-wheel truck. And so it allows them to take left turns that you normally do at an intersection. And so, yes, the whole entire corridor accommodates trucks. By narrowing it down from 5 lanes to 3 lanes and doing some bulb outs, now we have a bigger area that'll help turning vehicles, but it also helps sight triangles. We call them sight triangles. You know, as you come up to a stop bar, you know how that happens, and sometimes you can't see around the building or a tree. By pulling in the bulb outs there, the edge of the curb and gutter, we're able to allow folks to see a little bit more freely, better angles in the sights. So take a look at those. The whole corridor is designed at NCDOT state design standards, which is important because they own and operate the corridor, and they also maintain it. So let's see if we can get some improvements out of it. Sue, if you have anything else, that's great. But please feel free to look at our concept designs and leave some comments there too. Great question. Thank you.
Oh, it's just beautiful back here. We're not doing anything back here. But this is what the road sort of looks like.
So we concept
This is what it is now, and this is what,
Look at, they're like, show me the weather. We ran quantum, so we ran quantum here. What I mean by that, this is done with engineering design, software called MicroStation and AutoCAD, and what it allows us to do is actually, this is showing you the physical footprint of those improvements. So we quantified every linear feet of things like
Curb and gutter.
Well, so.
We want a curb and gutter the whole.
So
We estimated the amount of asphalt needed when we surface overlaid it.
Is that first.
We looked at signal optimization as we're replacing those ugly wooden poles with masked iron in some cases and strained poles. And stuff like that. So lighting, trees, our whole cost for the whole thing is $7 million. 7 million. And why? Because we're taking very little, only slivers of right of way to see that. So we did take a look at that, yeah, and that's the whole advantage of it. And I'd love to see the surprise there. He's digging in, see? But that was the whole concept. So the right of way on this collectively through the whole entire area is less than a quarter of an acre. It's less than 10,000 square feet. And that was the premise. Municipal Genius came and said, don't take any right of way. We said, can't promise that, but we'll try to limit as much as we can. That's your saving grace.
Depending on what the funding sources are, and whether or not.
And when they get to us,
That's
So it could be real soon. It could be January later. It really all depends on there.
Yeah, resurfacing. I wish the timing was a little bit better because
Related, the council.
it is rough. It is rough. But here it is. We did the same project, a technical project. You've seen it for not only Sanford, but in Roseville. We just finished. We did that project 3 years ago. 3 years ago, Main Street, same thing. And we limited the right of way as well. Because of that, we got lap funding, whatever else. They secured
This
funding.
plan, you go for this plan.
And it just got final design plans stamped like last month. So within 3 years, we went from planning, the vision, the idea, to getting it funded, to do full designs, through surveys and full designs, and now it's ready to construct. It'll go to construction in January. So do that in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? 3 years.
There's a good chance. That's a very unusual.
It is
And very aggressive.
But we have seen so many of these projects that are shovel ready through the game. And we gotta take advantage of some of the programs, we gotta take advantage of our good partners at NCDOT. And the number one thing they say, 70% of any widening project.
Don't wanna get your
The cost of it is
But,
what? 70% is the cost of a widening project.
Now.
And then about 70% of the time is right of way. If you can eliminate right of way, at
Every
least
time someone wants something.
then you
built,
save a tremendous amount of time. Because you know what? Because every single parcel you take, if you touch it, you have to offer them a check, a fair market value. Even if they say, we'll give it to you because I'm giving you, you're giving me more parking. Even if they say that, they still by law have to give you a check and say, well, I have to offer this to you.
Walking down the road, especially on daylight today.
And it takes forever. You gotta negotiate that. You got lawyers involved.
130 degrees, right?
Real estate assessment, so that's why you can
Put some
expedite.
shade, help
project
cool things down. I sweat on the drive over here. I'm from Florida, I shouldn't be.
So 7 million for that, that does not include underground utilities. You asked that.
Oh.
Now, the underground utilities is a whole different ballpark, because I don't know how to put this in English. It's in the millions.
I got the
Probably
dry
twice as
roasty
much
heat after all.
as the cost of construction
down in.
is the cost of utility. We're talking 15 million.
Yep.
Just for that. Just for that.
Being wide sidewalk and on-street parking there, all the way down. Comes from, starts down about here,
Oh, is that right?
extends here. And it may be that they're able to get parking in here, but you know, the town did a parking study in 2017 or 2019. And
needs
this
to be
block
part of their
because
master
there's so
plan.
much parking off the street here. So there wasn't quite as much demand for the parking.
Yeah, because there's,
Right there.
and part of that, you know, you could do new lots, whatever, but you can also do shared parking. Yeah, you can also do shared parking for like institutes that aren't using it.
They do. Dude, I know I've got,
There's a big demand for parking.
the big issue down here is that the right of way there. So you got a much wider available. Oh, yeah. And look at shared.
So you have less space. Yeah, there you go, there's another one.
see it across that street.
No, that's the town, right?
Yeah.
Is that a market, fresh market usually or something? Or that
used to be part, that's used to, well, it's the same owners.
Okay, gotcha.
They sold, town bought this, they sold. And that was the farmers market event thing.
Oh.
A very low cost to start, just. make it available to people and never see them.
Yeah. I think it's great. That's always a big hit. Any other questions? Any things you want to yell at?
Meeting or is
This is the formal meeting. This is the open house. It's a walkthrough. It's an open forum.
When I'm like, yes, I know about it.
She needs parking. She needs parking front door, right at the front of her.
Absolutely.
It's like drive out and you park right at the front of the
I
door. They have that big
know.
parking lot.
Terrible.
We're
You can
terrible.
walk out in there, who parked out, how many people up in there? Up in there?
That's good. I love it. I know, but you're right. You're right. There's got to be more opportunity for surface parking as well, and then and reassess shared. But I think that's going to be part of their master plan.
Yeah, definitely needs to be part of the master plan.
Yeah, yeah. Just reassess that. You guys are growing. Let's get that. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So are you done with us?
Oh, wait, you're done with us?
Yeah.
What about the advisory committee? We're done with us?
I think we are.
Yeah, I think it's
we'll
fine, yeah.
share that.
Yeah,
It's up to this guy. Ask this
Yeah,
guy.
so they're gonna be sending me the draft report tomorrow, and I'm gonna send it out to the folks who are on the committee. But
Take a read through. Let us know
Sounds
how it looks. All the praise now.
Nice work. Yeah, really nice work.
Thank you.
Take care.
Excited.
Appreciate it.
Excited for you. All right.
All right, I'm gonna stop this then. All right, we're gonna stop the recording. Stop the YouTube first.
This is the. So we're just allowing people to,
Yeah, review it.
Yeah.